Hello YouTube, this is Enchanted LifePath TV. We've just come back on live again now because I've spotted something which I think is worth looking into. Just check the signs not up on there. Okay, thank you for coming over, anyone who jumps in a moment or two. But what it is Elton John, as you can tell by the title. Now, Elton John cancels Las Vegas tour shows due to illness. Elton suffered potentially deadly infection on tour. His husband rushed back to be at the home. He dashed home from his holidays to be by bug-stricken star's bedside, turning into the big vigil. There's a few things we're going to be looking at into here. First trailer for Kingsman. The Golden Circle. Okay, we're going to be looking into what the Golden Circle is, as well as a few other things. We're going to be looking into Elton John himself. I'm going to be looking at this article which I've got open. Elton John overwhelmed by fans' kindness after contracting the disease. We're going to talk about a little pattern, what's emerged here. Elton John cancels his Las Vegas tour. Elton John's husband dashes home. Now look at this one as well. This is a bit weird, this. I'm going to be looking at this as well. Elton John, our kids aren't stuck in a mansion. We go to Pizza Hut. I think I'll get that one open. So, you all know what I'm thinking here. Right? Elton John always wearing the sunglasses. Again, they pick like the hiding the demon's eyes. That's why they do that. Rihanna and everything. I will get into the sunglasses in this decoding, but this is going to be quite a cryptic one for you now. Elton John is showing me the living room of his London home. It's not a huge living room, or at least not by the standards of rock stars who have sold something in the region of 300 million records. The London house is more of a P.D. Terry. His main UK residence is his estate in Windsor. Okay, we're going to see a story emerging about him as well. An underlying tone, but I'm here to say that he is going to be sacrificed pretty soon. And there is surprisingly no piano in it, or indeed anywhere else in the building. I play 107 shows a year. Why am I going to go home and play the fucking piano, he says, in his extravagant style. I have got one at Woodside and one at my house in Atlanta. I never touch them. Rufus Wainwright say he plays every morning when he gets up. I have to play an hour every day. So everyone's different, but God, I couldn't think of anything worse. I have leisure and I have work. I do enough work. When I get home, the last thing I want to do is play the piano. So no piano. What the living room does have a lot of is contemporary art, and wondering what the contemporary art all looks like as well. I'd like to see a couple of them pictures. There is Damien Hirst, a large Grayson Perry pot, Mark Quinn sculpture of his baby son made out with wax with chemically produced milk substitute. Quinn's son is allergic to milk, and vast photographic reproduction of The Last Supper by John's friend Sam Taylor Johnson. Through a doorway, you can see a corridor with a huge David Bailey portraits, including the famous one of Hilary Palmer, Michael Caine, Shiggy and Maud. They have apparently just moved to Warhol, but there is still stuff everywhere. What you could potentially do, hundreds of thousands of pounds of damage if you could spill a mug of coffee. A horrifying thought. If, like me, you're holding a mug of coffee, furthermore, spilling it up, he's rambling. And don't forget, blah, 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 more rambling. Canvases. Changes. Got all this BS. Right? So today, this is from a couple of years ago, because he is now, just let me check his date on this, because he is now 70, so that's saying he was 68 going on 69. Yeah. 7th of February 2016. Don't start.
Design and the objectives of what we're trying to.
Don't even ask you. Looking for this Pizza Hut quote. Just let me find it. Control F. Pizza. Oh yeah. Right. Let's see if there's any more. There's 2 or 5. I haven't missed any, have I? Went quite a ways on that, didn't it? Right, okay, so let's just get to them pizza comments and I can move on then and get stuck into this properly. There's the kids, God love them. I'm eager to see that them rings on the finger. See what's etched into them and these symbols here. Right, where's these pizza quotes? Right, they've got to learn the value of doing something and earning something for themselves. They live a very local life in Windsor. They go around their mates' houses. It's not showbiz life as such. They're not stuck behind the gates of a mansion. Saturdays when I'm home, we go to Pizza Hut with them. We go to Waterstones. We go to the cinema. I've never been a recluse. I've never hidden away. How do people react when you turn up at Pizza Hut to find Captain Fantastic availing himself of the unlimited salad bar? They just go, hello, how are you doing? If people want a photograph, I don't mind. I really don't. I'm not going to stay indoors because people want a photograph. The general public, I have to say, is fucking brilliant when it comes to that. Any kind of thing, they're not hostile. Right. So just quickly moving on from that anyway. Just check this chat a sec. I did get on quite late. Right, now. This article here, which is bringing the question to me. I'm going to start getting stuck into everything else, then linking it into the other things, or just showing you the patterns. Bear in mind, this keeps on popping up as well. It's something else that I've got to cover over the next tomorrow I'll do that in my can. Case still pursuing a critical lead. Now, this Elton John suffered. Now, look at the language. That's what I'm going to sort of highlight here first. Sir Elton John suffered a potentially deadly bacterial infection during a tour, forcing him to spend 2 nights in intensive care and cancel concerts in the US. Management says. Now, what you notice, we look at Prince, you look at George Michael, all these deaths, weeks or like the year before they die, or months before they die, you always see they'll always get this potentially deadly bacterial infections, and they always get these infections or something has them in hospital. Right, this time I'm highlighting the time when they're going into the hospital and when they're sick before it all kicks off and before he dies, because what they do then, when he does die, they point back to this as the cause of death, and then they'll say it was this, and then a few days later they'll say, oh no, the cause of death is unknown, and then it gets turned into the criminal investigation. Same exact thing happened with Prince. George Michael at Christmas, the exact same narrative which has just followed. That's why I'm going to show you this little pattern. The singer became violently ill at the end of the tour of South America last week, requiring him to turn to the UK for urgent treatment. Right, 9 concerts were due to be done. Right, the statement said the infections of the kind suffered by the star were rare and potentially deadly. So there you go. He's got a rare and potentially deadly virus. It gave no other details. So why not give more details? I met a doctor would be like, oh yeah, this disease, like it's such a disease, and to treat it, you'd have to do this. So it would be a talking point. Why did they keep it like this? They give you information, but they don't. They're only giving you half the story. He's got a rare and potentially deadly infection, but you know, let's just leave it at that. Tell us what the rare infection is. I'm eager to know what rare infections there are. Again, the sunglasses, okay? I'm going to pull up everything on him here tonight. Right, now he's coming back on the 3rd of June. Today is Robert Liagria, today Alice Day. When this story is coming to yesterday, just the day just gone, it was Alice Day. More to follow on Alice Day. But it was also Robert Liagria. Now we've seen him popping up. I've come over because he was on the news. A friend told me, said Elton John's on the television with a pink shirt on. So not sure whether he was on television today speaking about this himself or it was a news flash coming up, but he has a pink shirt on. That's relating to Alistair. Right, June the 3rd, one moment, I just wanted to do this a sec. June 3, 154 days of the year, 155, there are 211 days remaining. So there you go, that's to me that's cryptic. To me that is cryptic. What's the 211th day of the year? What is the 211th day of the year? 29th. Of August, is it? No, it's July. It's 29th of July. Let's just check that out. Yeah. 210th, 211th in leap years. So that's a mirror date. What I've just done then, I've just took a mirror date up. So what they're saying is he's coming back on the 3rd of June. I just wanted to look into that date. And the mirror date of the 3rd of June is the 29th of July. So 11/7, maybe that's the 77. And there, keep your eyes peeled on that date. Just because they're popping dates out at you. Right, now, he says he's so fortunate to have all his fans, all this blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 more blah, blah, blah. He says he knew he was sick, but he didn't know he had such a dangerous thing inside him of him until he had a scan, which was after 9 shows, 24 flights. So 9 is a 6, upside down, inverted. 2 and 4 is another 6, and the summer ball. I could have easily died. He later the Telegraph. There's going to be cryptic stuff in here, don't get me wrong, I'm pulling it all out now. The career at Elton spans 5 decades, has been listed with accolades, blah, blah, blah. Now, where's he's resting at home, cancelled, rare and deadly. Just showing you, thankfully, Elton's medical team identified this quickly. And so if they've identified it, why are they calling it? Why haven't they named it? If it's been identified, why don't they name it? As I said, so it can be spoken about. He is expected to make a full and complete recovery, raise awareness about the illness, what's still come down, wouldn't you? But no, they're just giving you this mystery, this shrouding in mystery. So his £1 million, $1 million piano tour is due to end its run in May 2018. It's not the first time he's battled a serious bout of health, appendicitis. Dear Sir Elton official, we're sorry to hear you've been so well, but happy you are on the mend. It was quite pathetic early, but as I said, right now, how long did it take from? Yeah, let's just have a look. See who's popped up with mystery illnesses. Look at the star. The E, is that a half a moon as well over it? And a D. A, B, C, D, E, 5, 4, and the star. Look at this. Black and white, Masonic. Look at that behind him. Fallen angel. Himself is an abomination. All up to benevolence, well wishes. Hope everyone, thanks to everyone for reaching out. I'm resting and looking forward to getting back on tour. Born on March the 25th, 325. First trailer for Kingsman, The Golden Circle. Just let me go and do a Zachary K. Hubbard a moment. geomatrix.org. Ah. It's not geo. Hoax. Columbine. Let's get high. Yeah, let's look at the numbers first. Sorry, 359, 40, 12, 17, 84's in there as well, and 1 and 4 digits, 12 and 14. Let's have a look. It's sharing its geometric value with these words. So the phrase, the golden circle, turns out in English geometry, it equals 359. It's the numbers, the numerical numbers, which represent each letter, with A being 1, 2 being 3. So T would be something like, let me find it for you. G is number 20. H is number 8, as we all know. That's why we see the 88 everywhere. Heil Hitler. 44 is half the 88, 80. So if you that's how they add this up. The golden circle. There's the geometric values in simple terms in English and in the Jewish. In the Jewish one, we've got it's sharing its words with hoax, Columbine, let's get high, eugenics, arrogant, satanic leader, Keith Quinn, and we have just seen something about Quinn, haven't we? In the writing. And we're saying someone about Quinn would get up and sing or play the piano all the time. The Genesis, Land of the Miracles, Earthkeeper, Impaler Lord. This is one of the most I've seen. RFID implant, genetic 3, builds on a hue, Bower. That name's striking me as something we're looking into. Bower Media reaches over 22 million UK adults. We connect our audiences with compelling and quality content wherever and however they are. The UK's most influential media brand network. Bower official site. Just wanted to have a quick look at that. Horse. Iconic aliens. See this, every single word. Being bitter, make it right. The Seder begat Echim, the goddess. Fifth Tiran. The 5th Tiran is that a god. Shuba Bachra drinks blood. Messiah. See the sign. Machan Swanee. Craig's Pad. Line 14. Line 14. Codes of the Bible. As free as a speech, staff of fire, blood Messiah, end times, Michael, Nero Caesar, orbital bone, there is a God, Barack Obama is a bad man. So all these words share the same numeric value. When you add them all up, there's the letters to as this that looks a little bit like a small word to come up to add up to the same as all of these. Loose Heart, Ostrich Egg, Beast Megadeth, Altered Time, the Fire Snake. Cherokee Indians became the father. Israel killed Barack Obama. Singing karaoke. The Sting is There Is a God Again. Fragment, Silent One. Abaddon, Reborn. Dispersal, Multi-Spilling Seed. Martoron. The Health Act, Deep Silence. This has been quite strange, this one, it has. Belfort, Kidnappers, Deep Silence, Ectoplasm. There's loads here. Focus, Sunil, Sun Worship, Spectral, Zoe. Going to be all the same ones. I meant to look at the word Zoe as opposed to sweet savoury Vietnamese rice and whatever. Right, anyway, I think we've had enough of the Zachary K. Hubbard 5 minutes. Let's just go and look a little bit more critically at where is the Elton John Wikipedia, whatever. Elton John. And just if I can just get up, as I said, George Michael. See if anything pops up on him. Yep. May the 29th, 2014, George Michael treated for mystery illness after hospital dash. So they always get rushed to hospital. Perfectly fit men, people 50 years old. They were all saying about how healthy he was and looked after himself, George Michael. So on the 29th of May, or there thereabouts, this happened. And then he died on his last Christmas. Basically, that's when he died, with the song Last Christmas. So what other songs have we got that you could look into? Elton John, of course. You couldn't look any further than Elton John's Sacrifice. Let's have a little look at the words. It's a human sign when things go wrong, when the scent of hair lingers, the scent of death, and temptation strong. Into the boundary of each married man, sweet deceit comes calling, and negativity lands. Cold, cold heart, hard done by you. Some things look better, baby, just passing through. And it's no sacrifice, just a simple word. It's two hearts living, it's two separate worlds, two hearts of Lupercalia, in two separate worlds, as above, so below. But it's no sacrifice, no sacrifice. It's no sacrifice at all. Mutual misunderstanding after the fact. Sensitivity builds a prison. In the final act, we lose direction. Mutual misunderstanding. Mutually assured destruction. North Korea, America, after the fact. Sensitivity builds a prison. In the final act, we lose direction. No stone unturned. No tears to damn you when jealousy burns. Cold heart, cold, cold heart. Hard done by you. Some things look better, baby, just passing through. Says then, and it's no sacrifice, just a simple word. It's two hearts living in separate worlds. Right, so I want to just look at when the song was released and what have you. Because it's brought the lyrics up that. Don't want to look at none of the video. I just want to play it because you know what I like. Let's just have a quick look at the album covers and what have you. What's the hat? What he's got on? What is the play on Elton John? I'm going to look at something in a sec now. George Lee's. Got to know what the joke is on Elton John. What the big Illuminati joke is on him. Who he is. Rothschild too. Yeah, look at this will tell you. I'll give you the information now. Courtesy of George Lee's. Uploaded by George Lees, Professor George Lees. John Peterson and George Lees, The World's Biggest Secrets. Number 2, Lindsay Rothschild, Elton John, Kevin Spacey. Let's just get into this now. Just see if anyone is over here in the chat. 2 watching now. Thank you. Start having a look at who this man is. Now, this is a very, very good researcher from here in the UK. It's an awful lot of brilliant work. Elton John. Anyone wants to know what I've just done, then you just press Control and F, right? It's one of the easiest things. Let me just. Where's the Elton John comments? It's down in the side here, maybe. Pizzas. Yeah, what's he saying here? Peace out, Naples, Jesus and real gods, Noah clowns, the Bible, frauds exposed, Mrs. Simpson, Satan's little helper, Liv, Ari and Brian, margaritas, pizzas, C's on everything in, you know. Faking the New Testament, American Pie, Pie Soul, Pie, Fanny, C-word, National Velvet. What he's saying is pie, P-I literally means just a fanny. They take the piss this much. Everything is a joke on something. Everything's a play on something. Different cartoon characters will represent someone who they're taking the piss out of. So it's so strange. His work does enlighten you to a lot of this. Now, where does it say? The Elton John, because I'm interested in the article about Elton John, because I know he will dig out the exact roots. Yeah, there we go. He'll go straight to the roots, right? Lindy Rothschild, Elton John, Kevin Spacey, Harrison Arsenal, Cleopatra, RBS, Prince St Andrews, Royal Ancient BP Share, Ian Wood, Outward Bound. It's brilliant. I don't know whether I could play the video or I suppose you would not mind if it's linking into something that is potentially going to happen to this Elton John, just to show you. But all the Watford links, there's a lot in here. This is the second video on the Rothschild manipulation of the geopolitical, military, banking, entertainment, monarchy, corporate, sport and entertainment and religious world. We start with the picture of celebs, traitors featured: Malcolm Campbell, Jackie Stewart, Hillary Clinton, Lynn Foster, Dean Rothschild, Gary Lineker, Andy Murray, Hennessy Moet. Now what he does is Mervyn King, the Bank of England / Aston Villa. Now what he does is he in fact shows you how all of this, all these people, they are all like Rothschild bloodline family members and what have you, all like put in these little places, even down to, I'm seeing him naming Katie Price in his work and in his research. This is Professor George Lees. I'll drop this article in the description, in the over in the chat, if anyone wanted to jump in there and just get that link. And you can, oh no, it's a bit too long. So sorry, just let me try and get the link off the homepage or something then. Or another one. And can I just do a check on? Yeah, the screen is sharing. Just need to do a screen check on the. Right, let's see where he's taking this. He mentions him 5 times on this page this time. There's a lot of information on there. 1, 2. There's the 2. 3 on the side. Yeah, there we go. Daniel is ovulating, which I think means she can have Elton's test tube male children as playthings for Elton and partners out of her chimney. Yeah. Japanese mob that played Pearl Harbor war game and the still Emperor's Soul Gainsbury mansions are flattened by bombers Harris for reputational reasons. The last directions of Harris impeachment are on the Clyde and Green Park. Lineker's and Prince William Kate 30 club is about war profiteering, like Stalag, Xmas and Colditz. They are the champions for advertising, like Lineker, and the corporate fascist logos have been replaced since I lost my files on my crash computer. So post-war, the 30 club premises had to be flattened too. Post-World War I, the Windsors changed their name to WWW. What's he going on about here? Since post-World War I, the Windsors changed their name to WW. and then another W. Windsor's the stammering Freemasonic kings who go on to murder their own mums. It's lovely. Tanya's overlating, which I think means you can have Elton John's baby. See, the way they are all so intertwined and linked, all of these people, it's unbelievable. Just to give it a couple of seconds of this. It's on for an hour. I won't play his little intro that are always quite...
Yeah, there is no innocent country anywhere on the globe. And there's Mervyn King of Aston Villa. That is the linkage to that family Hennessy, I think, and the Aston Villa directorates there. But because the continuity of my video and all of the stuff I'd archived and highlighted and abstracted at the top of the pages has been disappeared in that non-functional computer, I can't remember exactly, but Mervyn King's son, yeah, there is a king. Nobody knows, is allowed to know whether this guy has any children. Yeah, he's a baronet now. I forget the place that he's a baronet for, but you're not allowed to know whether he's got kids and whether they are the kings that work for Butlins of Hemel Hempstead. And I've left this up just to show you that these two work for Butlins of Hemel Hempstead. Yeah, and that's Peter Harris, but in the joke on the business register. So this is Dermot. Oh no, it's needing to upload again. Okay, so Bon Leisure OIV Limited, Kiln Park Property Limited. There are 800 directors on the boards for Dermot Francis King. Yeah, director number 906 017 536. Yeah, and that is Dermot Francis King, registered in Park Lane, Hemel Hempstead, and in various other places. And their frauds are the creation of the massive fairground spectacles and everything that you have at the seaside. 800 directors to cover one subsidiary, or three, the interlocks to that one member of the Bourne Leisure and Butlins empire. It's an empire. They have 25 registered companies. Some of them are in Berkhamsted, some of them are in Hemel Hempstead. Most of the ones with money declared are in Park Lane, Hemel Hempstead. Yeah, right on my wife's stamping ground and where I had my first job in Berkhamsted. Yeah, with the Wellcome Foundation and Henry Wellcome, the leading mason that built the museum in Euston Road, right?
Just to show you this style of work a moment, but again, I don't think there's going to be too much in there, just looking for a little bit more. Just stop back, but he tells you everything, just tells you everything. One article tells you about a million things, but there's loads of them. So it is a very good read. So let's just get back over to Elton John. See if I can jog the memory what points I was making. I was looking into the song Sacrifice. Going to carry on there. Sacrifice is a ballad performed by musician Elton John. The lyrics are by Bernie Taupin and the music was by John. The song appears on the 1990 Sleeping with the Past 1989 album Sleeping with the Past. It was first released in October 1989. .511. Never seen a 511 before, huh? Sacrifice 1990, Healing Hands, Club at the End of the Street. Alright. Love is a Cannibal was the B-side. Healing Hands, there's the HH, 88, Heil Hitler. May 1990. I'm eager to know the date. Let's see if I can find that out now. Sacrifice is one of the best songs we've written. The song is not a typical love song, but rather about the breakup of a marriage. There's a loss of the relationship. There's no sacrifice. Singing sacrifice, and then he's going to go and get sacrificed. Like they all do. Like George Michael sung about last Christmas and then he goes and dies on Christmas. It's not giving me the exact date because I'm intrigued as to wonder whether it was in fact released on in the witching season and in one of their little sacrifice seasons. It in fact was, I can tell, just because of its release in October, basically. What was its release date? Let's go and find out. We know that, but give me the day. It came in at number 55. No, it's the single was released as it was released as a single 6 months later. But the way we see the 55 there, and when we were looking into the time of the song, 11:55.
She's I feel.
Let's see. It's all like that. Just come into there then. Clicked on the sacrifice at the top, didn't I? Just have a look. I'm just skimming this with you now. There's your 55 there, 5 times 11. And it came in at number 55. There's another mirror. Love is a Cannibal. Let's see if this is just clicked in here. Aretha Franklin, Bernie Taupin, Your Song, Sleeping with the Past, Red Strikes Back. Portrays a man and woman having problems in their relationship, being married and raising a daughter. They go their separate ways. The man raises his daughter alone. The video was directed by Alec Kashisian. Sacrifice was originally released as a single in 1989, but stalled at 55 in the UK and at 18666 in the USA. In March 1990. Now I wonder what the dates were. Again, they're not giving me the dates. Healing Hands. Here, March 1990 was around his birthday, which was March the 25th. To come out around about then. 26 weeks. There's another 2 and another 6. Two more 6s if they want. It will all be cryptic, don't get me wrong here. I'm just making this up as I go along. ZZ Urban Deep 44. We've got a HH, which is the 88, and there's the 44 Urban Deep. Healing Hands 422. April the 22nd, which was pagan calendar. Let me just get the pagan calendar open just so I can check all these dates up against this. No, April will do. Just forgot off the top of me. Let me just rank. April the 22nd was. It did say April, didn't it? I was just looking at this 422. Yeah, so that's April 22nd, which was the blank day around Perilia. It was, in fact, what it was is 1, 2, 3. Was it here when the Facebook Live person killed himself? This just a little blank day. All the things keep happening on blank days. I'm sure that's when the Facebook killer killed himself this year. Just keep looking. Ghostbusters 2, Love is a Cannibal. We all know how cryptic Ghostbusters is anyway. 3 at 5 is 8, add the 3 is 11. Again with the sort of Masonic theme to all of this. We follow the dog who follows the cat, we swallow the chain if they don't fight back. We come, we go, just getting by. We got a flag on the moon, we got a hole in the sky. There this is a bit nuts. Right. Dog who follows the cat, we swallow the chain. If they don't fight back, we come and go, just getting by. We got a flag on the moon, we got a hole in the sky. Each man kills the things he loves. It's an edible romance we all dream of. And love eats love, eats love. Love is a cannibal, woman is a criminal. She may have the hunger, but man is the animal. And love eats love, eats love. Love is a cannibal. We live off the woods, but we hate the trees. We kill off the jungle, but we save the leaves. The family faces painted grey. They did it for the baby and the wedding day, and that's it. What's that got to do with anything? Just promoting cannibalism, criminalism. Love eats love, eats love. Love is a cannibal. Follow the cat, the dogs and the cats. There's what's your dog depict? Dogs and cats, Egypt and Rome, like all in your vision on ISIS and all that. You always see the dogs and the cats all around, all of them. Got a flag on the moon. Hole in the sky, the ozone layer, what he's trying to tell us there. Edible romance, cannibalism. Everything that we see going on, we see him saying before he takes his kids to Pizza Hut, little things hidden in plain sight. What is this? Ghostbusters 2 movie, Love is a Cannibal, Spook Central. Again, I don't like that song, what we've just seen. Healing Hands, let's have a look at this, the 88 one. HH88. A side of Sacrifice, second release, Dancing in the End Zone. And something else for us to look into, 89. Again, they're not giving us the dates, 421. All the same names again. Through the Storm, Sacrifice. Not much information about that one. Let's look at his date of birth a second. 325 is the day of March, or the day of blood, because it is just in the same week as 322 Skull and Bones Day. So 3 days after that is the day of blood, it's called, or the day of. I'll show you right now. Okay, March 25th. It's not giving you nothing there. It's the Hilaria Festival, which I was just speaking about. That's the 322 Skull and Bones, Hilaria. And this was a festival in the last year. It's not this year for some reason. But we had the Hilaria Festival. Started for Sali Festival, leading into the Hilaria one. And then this was like a day of mourning, and then this was like a day of something else to do. All this week was all festivals, the year when the Brussels attacks took place. If you hear me just referencing any little things, we've got the Ides of March, we've got Creation Day here on 3/11/33. Day of Olvia on 3/9, which is 12. There's a lot of them in this one. We've got Ides of March. It's got here just a bacchanalia, but that is in fact the date of the Ides of March. It's Mystic Festivals, a Roman god Bacchus introduces the form of Lower Italy by the way of Euphoria, the Bacchanalia, where it is held in secret and attended by women only. The festivals occurred on the 3 days of the year in the Grove of Similia, near the Aventine Hill. Now, the 7 hills of Rome, that's why you keep on seeing them. On March the 16th and 17th later, admission to the rites was extended to men, and celebrations took place 5 times a month, according to the Livy. According to Livy, the extension happened in the era when the leader of the Bacchus cult was Pacula Ania, though it is now believed some men had participated before then. His birthday didn't really throw up on there, so let's have a look what date, in fact, his birthday falls on. See if we can spot something. Let's even spot his age, you never know. Right, March 25th. Something striking me is obvious about this date. 84th day of the year. 281 remaining. You've got a 12 in there. $84 days remaining. You've got to find its mirror date. Yeah, it's just going here. Oh, why is it telling me March the 26th? It's the 13th week. He was born in the 13th week. Starts on a Sunday. Even though it's giving me the 26th, yeah, it's in the 13th week. Oh no, that might be classed as the. Yeah, it's still classed as the 13th week. There, it's in the home back still. So exactly 8 4 weekdays. To get exactly 8 4 weekdays from the 1st of January, you need to count 116 in total. In total days. There's another, that's 9/11 inverted. What is the 116th day of the year? It's another one of them days. We've just added. We've just added. I'm sure it may have been Easter. Ishtar. So, yeah, March, right there. April, it was today. It was Alice Day, Peter Far Pride Day, the Robley Agria Festival was the 116th day of the year. So that's a bit strange, isn't it? The way this is all surfaced today about them, and 116 days, that is taking it from the 26th. Oh, just looking at his birthday again, just to remind you. Sorry if this is a little bit impromptu and you just see me just digging around in the background here, but I like doing this as well sometimes. Go and check this stream's not cutting me off here. There's no reason why the screen shouldn't be sharing, as you can see. So just to check there. It is okay. Right. And that was a little bit strange the way it fell in like the same week. Shut that again. Just let me show you the little sacrifice season, October. And we've also got the links to Diana, Princess Diana, and then you've had Prince dying, George Michael dying, all these type of... The October horse was an animal sacrifice to Mars. Mars carried out in October the 15th, coinciding with the end of the agricultural and military campaigning season. I'm looking for the Samhain and all that stuff, the witching season of that, list of satanic holidays, the open scroll. Here we go. This is good, this is good. Right, see where we are. April 26th, grand climax, and tomorrow, ho ho ho. Right, and coinciding with all these drills, Operation Project Gotham over in the States as well. Right, so I'm looking at sacrifice dates in October. Its second release, was May 1990. That's when it's done its best. The first one was when in a 55, and then this was the 18, was it? Didn't do that well. Right, so May, Beltane, that's what we're all in the build up, the 13-day season, the sacrifice preparation to Beltane beginning on April the 19th. Blood, sacrifice type, celebration, the usage and the age of the person that they need to be sacrificing. These are all the ones we've had. There's the Ides of March, like I've just told you. March the 20th, they have orgies. Good Friday, they need a blood sacrifice. They need one on Easter Eve Day, another blood sacrifice. Demure, I'm not too sure what demure is. I'll look into that in a moment. Don't know what that's trying to tell me. Heap of crap. Walpages Day, Rudman's Day, blood sacrifice, May the 1st, fire the whole week, May Day, Walpages Day. I'm surprised that doesn't say there, fire. Druid Fire Festival, Coven initiations, Feast Day, orgies, oral, anal, vaginal, human and animal or human sacrifices. June the 21st, which is in fact the next Paedophile Pride Day, also known as International Boy Love Day. So that's the next one we've got to look out for there. With that one, any age, male or female, and you see the way it says there, male, and then they've elected that exact same day, feast day, orgies, male. Let's just look at what it says for where we are now. Alice Day, April 21st to the 26th, abduction, ceremonial preparation and holding of the sacrificial victim. So that's just gone from the 21st until now. This is disturbing, this, because that's what just happened to all the kids now. St. Mark's Eve. Let's get down to the October the 13th, okay, until the 30th. Preparation for All Hallows Eve, Samhain, Halloween, abduction, holding and ceremonial preparation of individual sacrifice. 13 backwards Halloween date. Okay, see the 31st, see the, yeah. See what I mean, the mirror. Human sacrifice each day, blood sacrifices, Satanist high, October the 28th and the 30th, holiday related to Halloween, blood sacrifice, human sacrifice each day, male or female. Eve, October the 30th to the 31st, blood and sexual climax, association with the demons, animal or human sacrifice, any age, male, female or animal. This is why you see a lot of the cat mutilations going off all around the world. Again, we asked to try and spot all the little cryptic ties in between Elton John with the songs Healing Hands, 88, Heil Hitler's, Sacrifice, the obvious one. Coming in here with his number 55, 5 his length of the song Healing Hands was 5 minutes 11 seconds, which gives you the 55. It's at the B-side. Is it the B-side? Sacrifice, which came in at number 55 at first, and then it's on crap, so we released it again. It then came in at number 18, which is 666. We've just tied back to around about this week the 116, call it 115 if you want. Today, December the 24th, the Mayor. I still don't know what that means. Blood. You see if anyone's here. Just wanted to see if anyone knew was shouting out what the Mayor meant. List of Satanism. Right, so the October ones we've just covered there for you. It's going into November. Let's come back into, as I said, the April. St. Mark's Eve, Tyningham Head, Gathering, Human Sacrifice. We're still in this week now, this is where we are. So remember, we've just had this today. Alice Day, Paedophile Pride Day. If no one knows what I'm talking about, go and dig it up. I've got a lot of work about it over on my website, EnchantedLifePath.com. Raising awareness all year about that. Got a lot more to come as well. Just got to conclude my work, what I've done yesterday on it. Beltane Eve, often celebrated with the festival of fires and fertility rights, graces, witches and Sabbath. May the 1st, Beltane Wild Purges Day, Druid Fire Festival. Like I said, what's it giving us on December the 22nd, the winter solstice? Now that is the second IBLD Day, International Boy Love Day. Okay. Let's just have a little look at this summary, what they've put here. The highest ritual holiday of the member's birthday is the member's birthday. It usually involves the member or a victim of the member's choice and someone in authority, usually the Covering leader. For the 1st and 3rd of every month, put 1 and 3 together, it makes 13. Through ritual worship can occur at any time, frequently coinciding with times of stress. All Friday the 13th are high satanic dates. All full moon nights provide reason for major occult activity, easiest to move around without difficulty and without being detected. Holy Week, Palm Sunday to Easter Sunday. Some groups are thought to sacrifice, cook and eat human babies on Easter Sunday. Unbelievable. That was from the Open Scroll. I think I will be putting that in. A link and over onto my website, to be honest with you. Ah, shit. Oh, just getting here a moment. Just take 2 seconds doing this, it won't be a minute. I should be using my mouse. You can hear all them clicks. I forgot, you know. Sorry. Right, what's this called? List of satanic holidays. Now I've got a section on the website here called Through Tools, where I'm just going to put this in. You can see we've got satellite images, flight radar, marine radar, weather maps, aurora forecasts, contact like that. I think that's the best place for me to put that for now, but there's somewhere up there where I put it, but it's okay in there for now. Just for me for later. I want to get back to that. So if anyone does want to read that article from my website, I'll link in, you know where it is. Right, that's done. Look at all the ages. It tells you everything. And you know what it is right as well? A lot of these dates, there's some dates that where they're called different things and what have you, different types of dates. Let's look at February the 14th, see what they've got down for that. Because that is Lupercalia. In different beliefs, different cults will use different things, but Valentine's Day is the Lupercalia, the 3 hearts of Lupercalia, 3 days of Lupercalia, highly sacrificial. Right, let's just look more into Elton John, as I said, with the rhetoric that they always have these little mystery illnesses and then bang, they die, and then they always jump back to this mystery illness. And then it comes out later on that, oh no, there's a police investigation now, they're looking into this being suspicious. It's the same story every single time, which is why I've jumped on here, titled the video what it is titled, and why I'm looking down a little avenues, what I have done. But just while so just have a little, just to present it, see what I'm thinking. I'm sure if there's anywhere else where I want to go, but it's late now, it's for this the second time I've just been on live just before this now. See, I don't want to miss nothing. It might be a little bit outside. I'm not sure if I'm thinking properly and looking in the right places still as well. 47, 11, 11 and a 3. World Trade Center, Building 7 had 47 stories. You've got a 3 and 11 then, 33, 55 again here. 7, 3, 1, 1. September. Never a good month. That was the song, Sacrifice, yeah. Sleeping with the Past. We looked at May, we looked at October, looked at April and March. So we've covered the anti-dates as well there, pretty much with all of them. Little look through. But again, I do think this is here for a reason. This article has popped up for a reason. They're feeding us this crap. They're showing us in his sunglasses, little devil, soul hiding sunglasses. What they all wear, all these occultists. The belief of persuasion. Like he's not a bad man. Let's have a look. One couple of the places to go. While I was looking at his rings, Elton John, Jimmy Savile. I think it's one L. Is there more to Elton John than meets the eye? Looking at the Beatles, all looking very friendly with him. Look for the symbols and the logos as well in all of these photographs that we've been seeing. All these rings on him with all the paedophile symbols on them. Look for the same things. That's why I was looking at the rings before. Kid looks like a victim. Oh, it's Elton John. Elton John and the paedophile connection. It's Elton John holding the kids who did in fact look like a victim. Judaism rejects Zionism and the state of Israel. That's what this is on. What do we really know about national treasure Elton John? At first glance, he appears to be no more than a songwriting, wig-wearing, fat, short-ass gaylord who loves having hissy fits and adopting little boys. Look a little closer through an altogether more disturbing picture emerges. Elton Billy Elliot. Elton John does Does Elton John have anything to tell us about VIP child abuse rings operating in this country? In 1989, the scumbag paper, I can't even read the sentence, I'm so sorry. Can't even read nothing about that. He got sued in 1989. He caused outrage by performing at a charity concert with dancers dressed as a Boy Scout and forced them to strip. He was on stage by George Michael. He forced Boy Scouts to strip. He was joined on stage by George Michael, and the audience included none other than Blair and Simon Hughes. John Fogg, a spokesman for the Scout Association, said at the time, "We think this is pretty deplorable and in bad taste in terms of degenerating our uniform and what we stand for. We are disappointed that someone of Sir Elton's standing should involve himself in something of such poor taste. It links homosexuality with paedophilia. If Stonewall completely for the rights of homosexual people, they have not done for themselves any favours." Now, this is why these people get sacrificed, because they take part in all this stuff, and then one day, the price of all this success is death. By a strange coincidence, child rape and murderous filth, Jimmy Savile was also very fond of Boy Scouts and loved to be in their company. Murderous child rapist Sidney Cook has the links to paedophile Link, who abused many Scouts. The head of the UK Scouts is UK survival expert Bear Grylls. Oh my God. Bear Grylls, you know. Grylls shares a business with Tory filth Derek Loud, who is implicated in the Dolphin Square boy brothel scandal, where care home boys were trafficked to be abused by VIPs. Derek Loud is close chums with Kilmiller Parker Bowles and necrophiliac David Cameron. Lord also shares a business with Conservative peer Lord Montague, who was charged with and committed for trial, allegedly taking sexual advantage of a 14-year-old Boy Scout. In 2005, Have I Got No News for You, host Tara O'Brien made a remark about Elton John's role in writing the score for the stage musical Billy Elliot. Elton sees a bit of himself in Billy, he says, referring to the fictional 11-year-old ballet dancer. Outrage called it offensive and cheap shot, but strangely no other complaints were made about the joke. We now know that the Royals are up to their necks in filth of one of the highest order. They love dishing out OBEs to perverts and have awarded honours to among the following others: Cyril Smith, Jimmy Savile, Cliff Richard, Rolf Harris. They were being rewarded for the part in the paedophile network linked to the Royals. Were they? Quite possibly, yes. Interestingly, Elton John himself was knighted by Queenie and appears to be such part of the British establishment. Princess Diana was murdered because she found out about the VIP paedophile ring. Shy old Elton was roped in to sing at Di's funeral. In the reported incident, Elton John was stopped and searched at an airport in 2007. A paedophiliac photograph was confiscated from his person. John's excuse was the photograph was part of an art exhibition. The photo in question was amateurish, and any real photographer would be able to point out the elementary technical mistakes, but John's name gives it status as so-called art. He is also known to collect artwork by convicted sex offender Graham Ovington. That's why I said before I was keen to know what was in the artwork in his house. On Free Republic website, which was discussing his wealth, the following comment was made: Elton had a powerful wig ball at a rented estate in the south of France and a few years back mimicking Louis V or someone and all his cake boy pals. They all had adolescents, scantily clad adolescent boys as footmen for the festivities. On the Snopes message board, an even more disturbing comment was left: I heard an unpleasant rumour about Elton John when he supposedly bugged a boy to death in Brazil and was able to cover the whole thing up by bribing officials to death. Probably killed him. The source of the story was a friend of a friend, of course. Now, that I was thinking about this. Now, look where he's on Las Vegas tour. Something about the tour in Brazil. We've just seen Brazil pop up. Was it in one of the older ones? That was Hyde Park. Seen Brazil mentioned when we've been skimming through all of these songs or something. Again, there's this picture which is just got us back, the black and white, the satanic there, the chevrons as well. Sick. That ring, I want to see what's on that ring. It's going to be the same thing as what's on that ring. I'm sorry, because this is a good read. Is there more to Elton John than Mr. I? We haven't got a bloody clue, have you? Right. It was a friend of a friend, of course, who works in broadcasting. Now, here is the independent UK voices don't lie about him. That's all. Elton still stands, and after all his trials. Profiles just don't lie about him. That's all. Elton John still stands it. Because that's a mockery on his. Oh no. Right, what's this saying? Elton John's always taken a principled view of his relationship with the press. They can say a fat old sod. What damages? Last £350,000 damages. High Court in Sunday Mirror, December, under the banner Wales exclusive Elton's diet of death. About the pop star being seen spitting a seafood canopy into the napkin in a party in Hollywood. Exclusive here turns out to be about as appropriate as the Sunday Sports it bloated being alone in the breaking news that Hitler was once a woman. Elton was not even at the party. It may seem excessive, but acts of pop petulance. Elton John's part. These are fictional. 76th richest man in Britain at the time of this article. Ownership of football clubs. Remember all the footballers who've been coming out saying that they have been, in fact, getting abused by coaches at top level clubs. There was a time in '84 he got married to prove himself that he was not a homosexual. Proved to himself that he wasn't gay. There was an occasion in 1976 when he bought Waffle Club to prove he wasn't ordinary geezer. And then sold it in 1990 to help simplify his life. Time in 1988 when he sold the entire Byzantine content of his mansion through Sotheby's because he wanted all evidence of his former self out of his life, a cleansing shower, he called it. The first big page was his name. Reginald Kenneth Dwight was born in Pinner in 47. He didn't get on with his dad. When I look at that name, who was his dad? So Sheila Dwight. There's going to be better articles, I think. Next one. Gay group apologises for Sir Elton's camp act with Cub Scout strippers. Let's look at this one. Camp act with Cub Scout strippers. Sir Elton 52 introduced as dancers who peeled off their uniforms and captured the tune of It's a Sin by the Pet Shop Boys. That on the floor, grabbed their groins and stripped down to skinny shorts. Among the guests at the concert, the Royal Albert Hall in central London, celebrate Stonewall's 10th anniversary, where the Prime Minister's wife, Sherry Blair, Liz Haley, Frank Dodson, stupid adverts.
And I'm here to prove it.
I think it is pretty deplorable. It's them quotes what we got before. It's links homosexuality with pedophilia. If Stonewall completely for the rights of homosexual people, they have done themselves no favours. Mr. Fogg said the dance routine was an error of judgment and added that he hopes Sir Elton now realises his mistake, seeks an apology. He knew what he was doing. It's been choreography, dance routines and rehearsed hundreds of times before they've got to the actual scene, you know. I don't think anyone would say, hang on, this is a bit dodgy. Borden Powell Scouts Association, an independent group with 10,000 members, which has a policy of refusing to let homosexuals be troop leaders, also condemned the act. Spokesman said, I am absolutely appalled. I'm no fan of his, but this type of image portrayed by Elton John is exactly contrary to what we are trying to do. Of course, we should apologise for any offence that it may have caused. It was unintentional. No, it was very intentional. Luckily, they didn't put any pictures in there as well. Indeed, easy man, guys. People have come over and like said thank you. Articles are in there. The Coleman experience. So he's a scout, boy scout paedophile. I don't know if I can find out why he was on Elton John on TV today. I should imagine he's at home resting and not appearing on TV and what have you now. So I don't think he was live on television today when he was spotted with a pink t-shirt on. Just look at his website for some cryptic. $500,000. E. Five, 4, and 5. Right, 5 for the D. E, sorry, 4 for the D. And then a 5 gives you what? 5, 4, and 14. Just looking to see. Right, anywhere he's playing, don't take your kids nowhere near it. Chances are you'll get a net thrown over them. Witness, United Kingdom, in the Sea of Select Security on June the 18th. So on June the 21st, he's obviously busy, too busy, with plans for IBLD Day, International Boy Love Day, so there's nothing booked in on that day. These are all coming up. It's starting in June the 3rd, like it says. He's coming back on June the 3rd, Twickenham. Yep. So he does come up this way. He is quite close to me then. And it is the last place in the world where I'd want to go even to get a story. Okay, he's going to Cologne, Germany, Nantes in France. So keep your eyes out for attacks in Germany and Nantes in France. Norway, Sweden, Stockholm, Berlin, Hamburg. Just say them countries because we know that Paris, we know that these are all prone to the attacks. He ends it in Moscow. That's where he ends it then, on December the 14th. Insane. I'm not too sure how long I've been on for, but I'm getting tired now. It's 4:20 in the morning again. So I think I'll end it here, you know, and see what happens with this one. But as I said, I've put it out there, you know, we're going to that soon. And then, you know, a few weeks after saying, you know, it's linked to this little illness or whatever illness, they'll be launching investigations and then you won't hear nothing else about it ever again. That's what'll happen, 100%. This is Enchanted LifePath TV. Thank you for watching and speak soon. We are the news.